Hi, it's story time, and I'm super excited that I get to read you this book, Stone Soup, today, because my mom used to read me Stone Soup when I was little, but not this one by Heather Forrest. She read me a different one. See, Stone Soup is a folk tale, which means it's told by a lot of authors a lot of different ways, sort of like the Three Little Pigs and Three Billy Goats Gruff. They're folk tales, so the story might be different every time somebody writes it. Now, in this story, two people are traveling. You know what traveling means? Yeah, they're going somewhere and they have a problem. They keep trying different solutions to solve their problem, but it doesn't work. So they have to try again. It doesn't work. They have to try again. And while we're reading, you guys might get to learn a few more feelings words too. There was once a comfortable little village nestled in the mountains. The people who lived there had more than enough to keep themselves content. That means they were happy. One day, two travelers came along. Their coats were tattered, their hats were torn, their dusty shoes had holes in the soles. Hungry and tired, one traveler said to the other, "Surely someone here can spare a bit of food." It's tattered and torn. Has a good picture of what tattered and torn looks like. They need some new clothes. They knock boldly on the door. It creaks open and a woman asks, "What do you want?" "Please," said one of the travelers, "we're hungry. Do you care? Will you share? Do you have any food?" The woman squinted her eyes and tartly replied, "No," then slammed the door shut. Rude. The travelers walked a little farther down and knocked on another door. A young boy answered. His chocolate brown eyes were sweet. "Good day," he said shyly. "What do you want?" "Please," said one of the travelers, "we are hungry. Do you care? Will you share? Do you have any food?" The boy replied, "There is no food here." He closed the door. The travelers wandered wearily through the village, knocking on every door, but everywhere they heard, "I don't care, I won't share. There's no food." They sat to rest beside a well. One traveler sighed and clutched his empty belly. He said, "If there's really no food in this elegant little village, then the people who live here are in greater need than we are. We should make them our magical soup." The two travelers climbed up on the edge of the well and shouted, "We are master cooks. If anyone in this town has a big black pot, we will make the most delicious soup anyone has ever tasted." Do you guys know what a well is? They've said that word twice now. It's where people used to go get their water. We couldn't just turn on the faucet to get water back then. They had to take buckets and dip it out of a well. A door slowly opened. A round man emerged, carrying a gigantic black pot. "I love to eat," he said. "Here's a pot. Let me see what two master cooks can do with it." "Watch and see," one traveler said with glee. With glee? That means he's happy. Watch and see. The travelers filled the pot with cold water and built a fire. Soon the flames licked the sides of the pot, and billows of steam rose into the air. Curious people began to gather. "What is happening?" the townspeople asked. "We are making an unusual soup," said one of the travelers. "It requires a special magical ingredient. I'm sure we can find it in this town." I wonder what the magical ingredient is. Maybe it was in the title of the book. Stone Soup. All the eyes in the crowd watched as one of the travelers reached down and picked up an ordinary stone. He tossed it into the pot with a splash. "We're making stone soup," he said. "It will be nutritious, delicious, incredible, and edible, but it would taste better," he paused and sighed, "if we only had a carrot." "Where would we find a carrot in this town?" the other traveler asked. "We knocked on every door, and everywhere we heard, 'I don't care, I won't share, there's no food.' Then perhaps we cannot make the delicious soup after all," they both announced with a sad shrug of their shoulders and began to turn away. A child timidly raised her hand and said, "Wait, I might have a small carrot." You see how I timidly raised my hand like she wasn't sure if she should do that. Excellent, shouted the travelers. Bring what you've got. Put it in the pot. We're making stone soup. This magical soup would taste even better if we had a potato, they added. A deep voice in the back of the crowd called out, I have a potato. Wonderful, shouted the travelers. Bring what you've got. Put it in the pot. We're making stone soup. It would taste better still, they said, if we had just a few more ingredients. Perhaps, said one of the villagers, I could bring a bean. Well, said another, if you're going to bring a green bean, I could bring a kernel of corn. I shall not be outdone, cried another. I will bring an egg noodle. Look at that. They're all thinking about the different things that they do have that they could put in the soup. One by one, voices announced, I'll bring a slice of celery. I'll bring a pinch of pepper. I can bring a sprig of parsley. I might have a tiny turnip. Well, why are you waiting? Cried the travelers. Bring what you've got. Put it in the pot. We are making stone soup. Some of those things they said are little spices, peppers, parsley. Wow, look at that picture. Everything's going in the pot now. Everyone in the town ran home to bring one small thing to put in the pot. Food flew through the air and landed with splashes in the growing soup. Soon the huge pot was full and simmering. A wonderful smell drifted through the air. The smell was so tempting. People brought out bowls, spoons, chairs, and tables. They placed hearty loaves of bread, chunks of cheese, and bowls of fruit on the tablecloths. Everyone came to taste the soup and marveled at the flavor. It's amazing, said one woman. As the travelers left the town, they said, if anyone ever wants to make this soup again, just remember the recipe. Bring what you've got, put it in the pot. Every bit counts, from the largest to the least. Together we can celebrate a stone soup feast. That's the end. Oh, you guys, this is so cool. In the back of this book, there's a real recipe for how to make your own stone soup. I'll take a picture of that so that you can show your parents. Maybe they'll want to try it sometime. You know, I thought it was so neat that the travelers who were so hungry, do you remember what they brought to put in the pot? It was only one thing. All they put in was a stone. But because everybody worked together and decided to share, they ended up with this huge pot of delicious soup, and there was enough for everybody. Look how happy everybody is in that picture, eating their food. I think sharing is a really good lesson from this book. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you again tomorrow.